This has been an ongoing situation all afternoon. We have seen different aspects of this damage. We know that First Presbyterian Church, a beautiful church in that community, was destroyed. Just now a pile of wood. We had a live shot of that earlier. You know, there's another church right across the street, First Baptist Church, that also suffered severe damage. And that community has already reached out to us to let us know that they are going to have a service tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. at the Wetumpka Civic Center, already showing the resilience of this community. This is something that Wetumpka Mayor Jerry Willis spoke to us about just moments ago with reporter Brian Henry, saying that he knew that they were going to rebuild. It may not look the same, but they knew that they were going to rebuild. Right now, it's just the hard first steps. We want to create some perspective for you. We were talking about First Presbyterian Church that was destroyed in today's tornado. We want to give you a look at what this church looked like before. You know, Brian and Matt Bamberg were saying it's a beautiful white church and it's a historic church. It's been up for decades, and we also want to show you what it looks like at this point as crews are going in. This is what it looks like after that tornado goes through Wetumpka this afternoon. Just devastating. Thank you so much. And, you know, thank you for showing us that glass. Sometimes you think that it'll be small pieces. That was larger than his hand, maybe both of his hands. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Brian. We have Amanda Curran in the field as well. She's been showing us different angles of this. We have multiple crews on the scene showing us different areas that are affected, talking to different people who are now understanding the extent of the damage. Amanda, the young boy that you spoke with the last time we checked in with you, said that it lasted 15 seconds that he remembered. But now we think about the road to recovering this area that will surely take a number of days, as Brian just said. Brian, a very emotional but hopeful response from the mayor that we just heard. I know you've been talking to different people in this area. What is the spirit of the people in Wetumpka, perhaps maybe people who are coming to see their church? What has been the energy that you felt from the people there? And we're going to have one more question before we let you go and start talking to those people. Any word on how late crews will be out there tonight? I know there's a curfew. I see that those lights have been set up. You saw the shard of glass that Brian Henry had that was extremely large, just sitting on different areas on the ground. So again, heed warning when you hear that. It is a very unsafe situation at this point, so please do not go into that area. Again, a curfew of 6 p.m. Latest report from Alabama Power says there are about 2,000 people without power. So another reminder to make sure you have that First Alert weather app on your phone in case you lose power, which is of course a possibility when you're looking at storms like this one. And this has been something that we've been taking a look at all afternoon, been described as devastating. You know, the mayor was saying that he's been here for more than 50 years and knows for a fact that this building was here much longer than that. And, you know, just to think that something that has been standing for so long could be destroyed in such a short amount of time. We just see trees and power lines and structures and vehicles. Just, you have to think about the force of this storm that could create damage like this. We saw Brian Henry about 30 minutes ago holding up shards of glass that would really just take you two hands to hold. They were just that large. This is the aftermath of the storm that blew through there this afternoon. And telling you about different shelters in the area. Wetumpka High School is a shelter. The Elmore County Courthouse is a shelter. But First United Methodist Church does not have heat and doesn't have electricity at this time, so it is not a shelter option. I know previously we reported that that was an option for anyone who needed shelter. First United Methodist Church is not a shelter option, but Wetumpka High School and the Elmore County Courthouse are. Lee was talking about those temperatures that were going to drop. So if you need shelter, if you need to go somewhere, these are your options. You do have options. And Brian, I know that you've been out there. You said that you have been covering, you know, storms like these for decades, and you described this one as devastating, saying that it's just very bad, calling it a mess. Wetumpka Mayor Jerry Willis just moments ago, who said that this is something that they are going to have hope and faith through. They said that they believe that this community can rebuild, but as you can imagine, after taking a look at that damage, this is going to take time. You know, we're seeing people's first response to this, but when you're talking about a church, you know, where a community was going to gather tomorrow morning, just utterly destroyed, this is something that will take healing. You heard the mayor say that these are buildings that were put together, that have been built and standing longer than he's been alive, just taken out in such a short amount of time. But again, hopeful community. Brian Henry said, you know, he's feels that spirit of hope. The mayor said he feels that spirit of hope. There are shelter options for people who need it, and this community is just working to rebuild, of course, with assistance from other agencies. They're working on it. So we have live looks of Wetumpka now. We're going to show that to you. If you need somewhere to go, if your home has been damaged, if you need somewhere, those are options that are available to you. And our reporter, Samantha Day, said that she was told that the shelter, at least at Wetumpka High School, will be open for as long as it's needed. There are first responders and crews there ready and willing to help. For right now, we're going to go to Lee Southwick in the storm track zone. Lee, you've been looking at other conditions throughout various parts of our area. What are you seeing?